Welcome to our very first podcast. My name is Tony with New Health Partners. We're going to try to make as few mistakes as possible, but bring you guys concise and great information that is important and relevant to the business. I was in Washington, D.C. About a month ago at a CMS summit regarding the new compliance issues with CMS. A lot of you are familiar with all the issues that we've had with piracy in the accounts and irregularities with our accounts. And CMS has come down with a whole new set of asks that they want all of our agents to follow. Maybe you've seen these, maybe you haven't, maybe CMS sent you an email. But in essence, we need to now have a written consent from each of our customers that we are selling a marketplace policy. You're gonna say, oh my God, that's overwhelming. Particularly for those of you that have huge books of business. You're gonna think, how am I going to get a written consent from every single one of my customers? Additional to that, and this is when it gets a little crazy, is that any additional change that you do on the client's application, they also want a consent. Now, that got contentious in Washington in my visit, and we pushed back to CMS on it, and they were not very clear on the guidance, other than they wanted to have some kind of note system that said, look, on this date, this customer called me to change the address, and I have it here on our records. So we've been thinking a lot about that. We realize how terribly hard it is for us as agents, because I am an agent, and I was an agent for many, many years, to be able to retain customers, sell customers, and then add bureaucracy to our process. New Health Partners has put together some tools, and we will have details to follow very shortly. But basically, if you're logged on to our system, we're going to be able to have you auto-generate a consent form to your customer for an electronic signature and or a combination of that with a recorded phone call. My best advice to you is, if you're going to work with an electronic document, get yourself an account with Adobe Acrobat, and you can put together a document yourself. On the podcast, we will put the link from the government where you can see the information that's actually being asked to be included in that document, and you can send it to your customer and have them do an electronic signature if you can obtain it. A secondary workaround to that is putting together some kind of text communication with the same information through something like WhatsApp or an email system, where the customer can respond to you, yes, I acknowledge that you're my agent, and a number of things that CMS wants us to have. I come from a multi-sale platform world, and I think that the easiest thing for you to do is to have a phone app in your phone. There's these apps available in the market where you can record the conversation. The legal way of doing that is acknowledging to the client that, Mr. Client, for your safety and for my training, I'm going to be recording this conversation. Do I have your consent? Everybody's going to say yes if they're your customer. And you record your entire conversation with the consumer as you're going through the plan. And then again, on the link, we're going to have a PDF and also the link to the government as to the specific things that you need to ask that consumer to make sure that there is a written consent. It's going to be income, there's going to be type of plan that they bought, the subsidy that they're getting. There's a number of things so that if there's ever a challenge, you'll be able to produce a recording. All that might sound complicated, but it's really simple. The more complex thing is going to be, how do you keep a filing system of that? A lot of you guys might have Google Drive, you might have any kind of cloud system drive. Make sure that it has a business associate agreement with the government, meaning that whatever system you're going to store your information is protected, right? A lot of services offer that. Do a little bit of research. We'll put together a list of candidates. If you do it through us, you have that, because we use a platform called Zoho, and Zoho has a BAA with the government where we protect the data. And the challenge there is making sure you have a folder for each customer with whatever information you have, because if you're ever challenged, with somebody saying, hey, that agent never sold me that application, you'll have a great old time trying to find the data, right? We're trying to do it where within our system, it all aggregates and it has everything inside of each folder automatically for you. There'll be more on that to come forward. There's going to be another great year on the ACA. It seems like it was November yesterday, and we're in July. We're 4 months away from the craziness again. But it's a good thing that the government is being stricter on the regulations, and I think they will get more strict, and it's all to protect the good agents like us that do things correctly, and we want to make sure that there is no more unnecessary noise in the market when it comes to the loss of accounts. So if you guys have any questions, if you want to shoot us an email, we'll put everything in the podcast. And it's been great to share with you our very first podcast with New Health Partners. You have a great day.